Here with AJ Wallace, fifth-year senior from New Richmond, Wisconsin. AJ, you've been through a lot here, made some transitions in your career, but just talk about just what your goals first off for this year and for yourself are.
I think my goals for the year would be to get some games won this year, get a couple wins under our belt this season. There's definitely some teams that are beatable. We just got to play like we know we can play. And then goals for myself, I think every week it just comes down to playing how I know I can play and playing with the guys that I know can play well and just getting the job done week in and week out.
You came in here as an offensive lineman, were there for, what, 2 seasons? And then made the transition to the interior defensive line. Just talk about, now you've been there for, what, your 3rd season, I believe it is. Talk about that transition and who helped you along the way, just make that adjustment from being an O-lineman to a D-lineman.
Yeah, I came in, like you said, as an O-lineman, and it just really wasn't the right fit. Like, I just wasn't big enough, like, physically, size-wise. So I made the switch, and I think it's been a good fit for me. I think I've been doing a good job out there, and I've had a great coach in Coach Bull, who actually would have been my D-line coach the first year I switched, and he really got me coached up and got me on the right track to success there at D-line.
How has that helped you, having that consistency of now 3 seasons with Coach Bull as your defensive line coach, and now you add in Coach Schmidt as well, helping with the D tackles? How have those guys helped you progress, and just the consistency of having Coach Bull especially around for all 3 seasons you've been on the line?
It's really nice. I think, just like you said, the consistency of having the same guy there is just a great thing, because like, I know when I do something wrong, I know what I did wrong because I've had the same coach. And then when I do something good, I know that it's going to be the same thing. You're getting encouraged when you do something good, but you're also getting, like, not disciplined, but when you did something wrong too. They let you know, and that's what you need. They need to be, it's like tough love, for what I'd say, because you really got to know.
Yep. We've obviously not a secret that retention has been a problem here, but just talk about the group of 5th-year seniors, the 5 of you that are still here, along with that group of 4-year seniors that graduated last year, and just how you guys stuck together and stuck with this program through changes of coaches, changes of position coaches. You guys have stuck it out. And not a ton of wins, but you guys have stuck it out for the program, and it's been a good thing.
Yeah, I think with the group of guys you just mentioned, it all comes down to just wanting to be here, wanting to play together, and it's just the bond we formed being here so long. Like you said, we haven't won a ton of games in our time here, but like, I'm playing for the guys next to me at this point. It's not like wins are always nice. Like, I'm not gonna say I don't want to win games, because I do. I want to win really bad, but at the end of the day, like, I'm playing for my brothers, and I know they're playing for me, so that helps me.
Just talk about that bond that you forged, especially with that group of 5th-year seniors, especially Drew, that plays right next to you essentially, and Brody, and you got Leslie, and you got Lamar, just those guys that have been here through it all with you.
They know what I've been through, and I know what they've been through, so it's nice to have guys there that have seen it all and seen what you've seen, and it's good knowing that they have your back and you have their back, and you can always count on one another.
Well, and another thing with especially 3 out of those 5 guys I just mentioned, you guys have all gone through position changes. You've moved from O-line to D-line. Leslie was a receiver at one point in his career. Lamar was a defensive end for 3 years, moved to receiver. Just talk about just that willingness to do whatever it is that it takes to help the team.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to finding the right fit for the guys. Obviously, the coaches are there to help the players be as successful as they can be, and I think that's what they're doing. They're putting guys in the right places and getting them where they need to be to make plays, and that's really what's doing it for us.
Who was it that originally brought you here, just recruiting, and just talk a little bit about that process?
I got recruited originally by Coach Miller. Would have been after 2011 when I graduated high school, and I don't know. He just got a phone call one day and wanted me to come up and visit, and then it's history from there. I came up and I liked what I saw, so I've been here for 5 years.
Obviously, Coach Miller wasn't able to stay here as long as I think he would have liked to, just with the health issues. But just talk about how important he was. I mean, when you look at that last year's senior class and this group of fifth-year seniors, I think he was responsible for close to 80 or 90% of the kids that have stuck it out. Just talk about how important Paul was to getting you here and just keeping you here.
No, I think he's an all-around good guy. He knew what he wanted. He knew where he wanted to go with the program, and I think as a group of guys, we just got behind him as a coach and really wanted to see what he wanted to get done, accomplished.
Just what's the game you want more than anything on the rest of the schedule?
I think it's going to be Bemidji. I got to beat Bemidji.
What's been your favorite memory during your time here? What's the game that just sticks out to you as either your best game or the game you thought the team just played the best together?
I think my favorite memory, it would have been my second or third season here against U Mary when we blocked that PAT or field goal attempt or whatever it was, and Paul Webster returned it for a touchdown. That was pretty great.
Yep, and then that game, because I remember that game too, and then we ended up going down, winning it on a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah, that was a fun last game of the season as well, and getting the chance to play in the Alaris Center, because that was actually my first year here too. Yep. But just talk about when you do put on, helmet, shoulder pads for the last game ever here at Whitseth. What will be going through your head, and just what do you want to remember about your time here most?
I think it's gonna be very bittersweet. It's gonna be great knowing that I got to play football for so long with such a great group of people. But at the end of the day, I mean, you never want to see it come to an end, but eventually it's got to end. I think it's just going to be nice to put them on, and play my heart out and give all I can for this team and the program.
You went through a few years with those locks. What happened?
Growing up, I guess, time just to cut them. I had an internship last summer, actually, so I had to look a little bit presentable for that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks, AJ.
Yep. Thank you.